Peace and blessings, family. Welcome to Let's Talk Tuesdays. Today, we are talking about the meaning of MGT and GCC. Now, I've been getting a lot of Nation of Islam questions lately, which is like great. I love it because I'm happy that you guys are curious and want to learn more. But today we're going to break down MGT and GCC. Now, the MGT, just to give you guys a gist, MGT and GCC is the women of the Nation of Islam. That is what we call ourselves, and that is what we are. We were labeled by Master Fard Muhammad, but again, we're going to get into that today. What is an MGT? An MGT is a Muslim Girls Training. That is what MGT stands for. What does GCC stand for? GCC stands for General Civilization Classes. Now you might be like, what is General Civilizations class? Basically, we about to go over that right now in the meaning of MGT and GCC.
What is the meaning of MGT and GCC? Answer: Muslim Girls Training and General Civilization Class. This was the name given to the training of women and girls in North America. How to keep house, how to rear their children, how to take care of their husbands, sew, cook, and in general, how to act at home and abroad. These training units were named by our prophet and leader of Islam, W.D. Fard.
Now we're going to break that definition down a little bit. First, who is W.D. Fard? W.D. Fard Muhammad is Master Fard Muhammad. He is the founder and creator of the Nation of Islam. He is a mixed man who came from Saudi Arabia over to us to bring us Islam, because we didn't have that before he came. We were just Negroes and sharecroppers, most of us. Down south, we were just working for white people because this was post-slavery time. So this was like he came in 1930, but he was in and out the 20s maybe. So around that time, we didn't have Islam. Islam was not in America. It definitely wasn't with the black people. And so he came over to give us Islam. Specifically, he came to the Most High Elijah Muhammad, and Most High Elijah Muhammad took what he gave him in just a short period of time. He taught him for a couple of years, and started the Nation of Islam, and that's kind of where the Nation of Islam starts. But anyways, let's get into the definition a little more. Muslim Girls Training and General Civilization Class. Now, what's the definition of civilization? Civilization is a complex human society, usually made up of different cities with certain characteristics of cultural and technological development. We are a civilization, whether you want to believe it or not. The black people of America are a different type of black people than you will find anywhere on this planet because of one thing called slavery. Now, we have been so damaged, and I don't even think we really understand how damaged and the PTSD that we have from that, even though it's been centuries. We never healed it. So that is why we need civilization classes, most specifically the women, because we are the mothers. What we do, essentially our men will follow, they will listen to. Our children will by default follow and do what we do because they are reflections of us, whether we want to believe that or not. But moving on. This was a name given to the training of women and girls. What is the definition of training? Training is the action of teaching a person or an animal a particular skill or type of behavior. We need to be trained to be like our original selves again, because you see, again, what and how we are in the black community, specifically in America, and how we don't have training. We don't know how to really cook. We don't know how to rear our children, because if we did, our children wouldn't be as wild and crazy as they are. At a point, we have to take accountability for what we see in the streets right now. They're just a reflection of us, really. So we need training, specifically in America. how to keep house, how to rear their children, how to take care of their husbands, sew, cook, and in general, how to act at home and abroad. Now, how to rear their children. What's the definition of rear? Rear is the back part of something, especially a building or a vehicle. Rear means to guide a child to adulthood, because essentially we are all just children who are now with these new ages or new numbers. Because, the older I get, the more I start to realize that I am literally a reflection of what I did and what I was experiencing and went through as a child. And so child rearing is very important, and that's a lost art that we lost as a people, again, as you can see, because it's reflected in the streets, it's reflected in how we think, it's reflected in what we eat and how we act and interact with each other. So how to keep house, how to keep our houses clean, because a lot of us, believe it or not, don't know how to clean, because I genuinely don't. How to take care of their husbands. We have such a high divorce rate, and that a lot of that is because we don't know how to take care of our husbands correctly. And I know y'all might be like, I don't need to learn how to do that, I already know, whatever. But how many relationships have you been, and boyfriend, girlfriend, all that stuff. Like, we just need the training. At this point, we just need to accept what we need and just be okay with it. How to sew, how to cook. Now, I know a lot of y'all probably got grandmothers who know how to cook and sew, but a lot of us really don't know how to sew, and that's something we are taught in the Nation of Islam, how to sew, because whoever designs your clothes is the person who, I can't think of the quote, but you can't be angry at someone for you wearing something that they made. So, kind of like sewing is like a declaration of independence. Like, you don't own me. I made this garment, and I cover myself because I am of God. I am not of this world. So it's like a declaration to learn how to sew. Like, there's magic in sewing, and it's like so many life lessons in sewing. But again, another topic for another time. How to cook. I didn't know how to cook because my mother didn't know how to cook, because she was never really taught how to cook. So again, it's like that mother thing. Mama don't know how to do it, then I'm kind of not going to know how to do it unless I go teach myself, and which I'm doing now in the Nation of Islam. A lot of us are, again, fast food junkies. We just never learned how to cook because mama never cooked, or we just never had the desire to cook because fast food and everything was always there. And then in general, how to act at home and abroad. Abroad, what is the definition of abroad? In or to a foreign country or countries. Now, we need to know how to act when we go to other places, not even just outside of the country, just out in public, because we are not representing ourselves, we are representing our nation, and we are representing our families, our husbands, our children, all of that. And we don't, believe it or not, y'all don't even gotta believe it. Y'all just gotta look around. Look at your parents. Look at your cousins. We don't know how to act abroad. You probably go on YouTube or WarStar. You see us acting crazy in stores and doing weird stuff in the streets, and people just recording us. We don't know how to act. And this is for men and women, but specifically women. We don't know how to act at home and abroad, which is why a lot of us, you can see, don't travel. Not necessarily just because of the money, because that is a very important aspect, but just learning how to carry ourselves no matter where we are. That is very important, and that is why we need to be taught that. And so, again, these were training reasons given by our prophet and leader of Islam, W.D. Farad. And so that's the breakdown of that definition. I hope that you guys gain something from this. I just like to say that there's nothing like being an MGT in the Nation of Islam. I love it so much. I've never experienced this much growth and development in like my whole 21 years of being on this earth. The last three have been, and the last three have been in the Nation of Islam, has been unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. I'm a completely different person because of the Nation of Islam, and because of these training units, and because of the family and just the unit and all of that. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something. If you guys have any more questions, just leave a comment below. DM me on Instagram at lunaralnura. You can message me on Facebook at Noor Muhammad. But yeah, that is MGT and GCC. Thank you guys again for this question. I enjoy answering this question because it's like studying for me, but it's also a learning moment for you. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in this next Let's Talk Tuesday video. I love you, and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.
Oh, grace, oh, grace. Every time you come around, I feel okay. You help me see God.